Day, he made a low-key return on New Year's Day 1997 after having his 3-year outing in the wake of the Jockey Tapes affair reduced. His return caused barely a stir, but by November, when he captured the Caulfield Melbourne Cups double on Might and Power, punters were shouting his name from the rooftops. And down-to-earth fishing magnates Philip and Peter Vella took over New Zealand's major bloodstock company Wrightson's, and subsequently it's been renamed New Zealand Bloodstock. In January, that was. The Kiwis, meanwhile, spluttered in that month of January 97. Yo who? As Yobro became the first Australian-owned, bred and trained galloper to snare the Auckland Cup since One-Eyed Coronax did it in 1928.
Down the outside, but Yobro, the Aussie hope, has got the lead now in the Cup. Interval and Regal Chief wide around. Capitane Cash is starting to sprout rings. Yobro's in front for Cook. The interval's trying to kick back on the inside. Yobro in the DB Draft Auckland Cup of 97. Yobro and Grant Cook the score at the expense of Interval. That's second, and Regal Chief's the favourite third.
Darren Beedman made his presence felt across the Tasman, starting the year with the New Zealand Derby on great command, while precocious colt General Nadim collected the magic millions in Queensland.
And Dipman releases the leather, and General Nadim spread it straight past Dance Beat. The Sydney Colts under pressure. He hit the rail there as Dipman went for the persuader. 2 lengths away, Carol Love and Special Dane, but it's the magic millions all over bar. The shouting at the 100 metres mark. General Nadim's well clear. Carol Love's running a great race from Special Dane, but it's 1 in a million. It's General Nadim. General Nadim wins the magic millions from Special Dane and Carol Love. Then Dance...
Fans mourned when crack sprinter Hariba was destroyed in February after ripping his suspensory ligament during a Mornington track gallop. After weathering tough times, trainer Rick Hall-Lacey signalled a second coming when Spartacus beat Can Grande to win the Oakley Play.
252 lengths further back, then Rock You starting to pick up ground from Moss Rocket. Spartacus in front of the 150. Can Grande can't get him. Rock You on the outside, coming home well. Spartacus hanging on, he's holding Rock You. Can Grande and running on late, another excuse. Spartacus wins the Oakley from Rock You. A photo for third, it's another
Wild
excuse.
Knowledge had his 15 minutes of fame, giving Lee Friedman the Blue Diamond Stakes in that time. Friedman looked to have a strong hand, aiming for a 5th consecutive Golden Slipper, but his runners failed to fill a place. Millwad's scintillating Australian Guineas win gave 8 Carat the distinction of producing 5 individual Group 1 winners. Destined to start the shortest priced pre-post favourite for 25 years in the $1 million Doncaster handicap, Millwad was withdrawn on race eve in sensational circumstances after suffering a tendon injury, and the following week was syndicated in a dual state deal valuing him at $4 million. But the aristocratic one proved a stud dud. Evergreen Mahogany silenced his critics, collecting his 8th Group 1 win in the Lightning Stakes.
Can Grande starting to respond, goes up to Spartacus. Mahogany trying to push out. They're bumping together, Can Grande and Mahogany. Spartacus hit the front, Can Grande coming at him. Mahogany starting to push through a gap in the middle. It's a great go now. Mahogany bursts through, grabs Can Grande and Spartacus. Mahogany does it again. Mahogany just over a length, Can Grande.
John Hawkes claimed the Golden Slipper with guineas in March, sparking a debate that still rages over whether the crack colt Encounter, who went on to snare the Champagne Stakes and the AJC Sires Produce Stakes, threw the race away in the final crucial strides.
The baldy face Regal Chamber, 3/4 to a length on guineas. There's almost room for General Nadim on the rails, there is. And here's the General with Encounter down the outside, a good gap, nimble feet and knowledge. General Nadim poking up on the inside, joins and heads Regal Chamber, and Encounter on the outside with guineas. Encounter and guineas, oh, Encounter's run off the track. Guineas hits the front. Guineas, I reckon, a nostril Encounter, very close.
It was, but it was octagonal that the 30,000 patrons clamoured for on Slipper Day, and Hawkes, he cried, John Hawkes, openly when the mighty one continued his Australian Cup winning form to grab the Mercedes Classic in a photo finish from Arcady.
Coming to the corner in the Mercedes Classic, and the leader is Circles of Gold, a half length on Magnet Bay, a length to Westerdad, followed closely by Flak Jacket. Now let's look for Raymond Shane Dye on Octagonal. He's trying to get clear, he's into the open, and the Big O is starting to extend, and here he comes, 200 out. Arcady hits the front. Octagonal going after him from Estadad and Magnet Bay. The leader is Arcady on the outside. Octagonal trying to get him. Arcady still in front. Octagonal lunged. Oh boy, this is close. There's nothing in this. Octagonal lunging at Arcady right on the line. Could
By
go
our
all the
lip
way
to the
from
big
Mr.
O.
Dad, not far back.
Racing lost a great contributor with the death of Arthur Baxter at 80 years of age of Macquarie Stud in a car accident on March the 11th while returning from Wyong races. By April, even the most disaffected Australians knew who Octagonal was, and Randwick got into the pink, literally got into the pink, with caps and T-shirts and banners for an historic farewell. The unthinkable happened. Intergaze beat Octagonal in the fastest Queen Elizabeth Stakes on record, but the vanquished one still overshadowed Intergaze as hundreds of fans with tears streaming down their faces stretched out to stroke their sleek black hero.
And Dies flicking the champ with the whip as they come round the corner. Kingston Bay first for home from Electronic. All Our Mob is starting to close in. A length to Intergaze and Octagonal. Here he comes on the outside, showing all his characteristic grit and determination. Ocky's coming after Intergaze. Now, third is All Our Mob. It's Intergaze in front, 100 to go. Octagonal can't reach him. The 3-year-old, the baby in the field, Intergaze, is safely holding Octagonal in All Our Mob, and Intergaze wins the Queen Elizabeth.
Another great looker, Ebony Grove, claimed the AJC Derby.
600 out on the Derby and Don Tristram 3/4 Torbellino. Third Posse Turn Me Loose from Grandmaster Flak Jacket Might and Power. Captain Moonlight to the outside and Tarnpur Lane likewise. Then Heroes Return. Star Covered and Denendry's got 5 behind her, and Intergaze is starting to thread his way through the field as they come to the 200 horses right across the track, where on the outside Tarnpur Lane, Grandmaster got into some trouble. He's coming into it. Here's Denendry and Ebony Grove. Diane Beatman, Denendry and Ebony Grove. Hammer and Tong. Ebony Grove doing better, and Ebony Grove wins the Derby.
What a finish. Two great riders, Shane Dye, Darren Beedman. The runner-up, Denendry, underscoring the form, claiming the AJC Australasian Oaks a week later. Might and Power, luckless in the Derby. He signalled he would be a force to be reckoned with his stunning 5-length Frank Packer plate win. Indefatigable, All Our Mob signed off with a Group 1 all-age stakes victory for Gay Waterhouse, who claimed an unprecedented 4th straight Doncaster trophy with the Import Secret Savings. Dual Hemisphere champion sire Danehill dominated the Easter sales, while the Oaks winner Northwood Plume changed hands for a record $700,000 at the broodmare sale, going to Jim Fleming's Terrell stud to join Australia's reigning broodmare queen, Eau de Toile. The New South Wales Premier Bob Carr announced the TAB would be sold in a $1 billion public float aimed at mum and dad investors that would benefit the racing industry by $30 million. The final curtain fell on record-holding sire Sir Tristram's stud career when he died after breaking his shoulder, cavorting in a paddock at Patrick Hogan's Cambridge stud on May the 23rd, leaving behind stake winners of about $45 million and illustrious sire sons, including Zabeel, sire of Octagonal. Cronus added to Zabeel's already sparkling record with his Adelaide Cup win.
Cronus has sailed to the lead. Lord Ted looking the danger, and they were followed wider out down the extreme outside by Rover making ground. Rover is out after Cronus. Lord Ted is still there. Here's one hell of a war. Cronus, Lord Ted the centre, and out wide Rover. Lord Ted's gone to Cronus. Lord Ted in front. Cronus fighting back the inside. The Kiwi's going to be too strong, and Kiwi, Cronus, he had the owners on them, and he's won a neck fighting win. Second Lord Ted, third on the outside.
High-profile owner Jerry Harvey, the advertising guru, John Singleton and Bankers Trust Managing Director Rob Ferguson took control of the Magic Millions company in May, outlaying more than $7 million for the sales and race-related company. The Brisbane Carnival was once again the victim of the weather, with one meeting cancelled and heavy tracks the order of the day. New Zealanders Sapio and Pakaraka Star were right at home, taking out the Quinella in the Doomben Cup. But in June, it was hometown hero Desert Chill who returned to glory to claim his second Brisbane Cup, 2 years since his first, and with Chris Muntz aboard for both. Yippee-I-O and Marble Halls, they stamped their potential as staying stars when they fought out the Queensland Derby.
This is what we've been waiting for. 300 metres to go, and both boys go full board now. Yippee-I-O got away from Marble Halls. It's Yippee-I-O a neck in front. Marble Halls is kicking again on the inside. It's Marble Halls and Yippee-I-O. Yippee-I-O a neck in front of Marble Halls. Yippee-I-O just in front of Marble Halls. They're drawing to the line. Jimmy Cassidy with the whip in the air, and he said, Yippee! Yippee-I-O has won the Derby. Marble Halls second. 6 lengths away third was
Yippee! And Jimmy will be yipping in 1998, and Yippee-I-O will be back from a spell in Victoria pretty soon. Bud Cummings' tough filly Dane Ripper nabbed the Stradbroke to give Sydney-based Chris Muntz a unique double in the town where he had already cut his riding teeth. Gai Waterhouse notched 100 winners by July and by month's end had snared the Sydney Premiership with 104.5 winners from Crown Lodge boss John Hawkes, whose consolation was a Brisbane Premiership for his satellite stable on 87.5 wins. In Melbourne, Freedman coasted to a 30-win lead from Peter Hayes, who won the Adelaide Premiership. John Hawkes, who trains privately for the millionaires Jack and Bob Ingham, he cemented his place as the country's leading trainer with a top 10 finish in 3 other states apart from his Brisbane title. Way out west, the Perth jockey Paul Harvey broke all Western Australian records with 165 winners and in doing so also rode the most winners in the season, pipping Newcastle's Alan Robinson on the last day. The feat was all the more notable given that Harvey's opportunities to ride in Western Australia number about half those of his eastern counterparts. It was not unexpected when Darren Beedman leapt from the saddle after winning the first Group 1 race of the new season, the Manikato Stakes at Moonee Valley in August.
Spartacus has to dig deep. He found 3/4 over Poetic King. Yes, Spartacus too good. Spartacus wins the Manikato. 1.25 lengths on the line to Poetic King ahead, third, cut up rough.
Yes, but Darren left his admirers speechless when he announced his intention to retire at the end of the year to enter the Christian ministry. Beedman's mentors are unanimous that racegoers have not yet seen the best of the champion jockey. Dozens of shuttle sires arrived for southern duties. Such is their value that many studs opted to put them on separate flights rather than one consignment. And duels between the nation's top studs to acquire the world's most sought-after sires were hard fought, with the result being a virtual smorgasbord of proven horses like Woodman and Hector Protector. At Warwick Farm, racegoers watched in anticipation as the season's wait-for-age tussles began with Falonte and Juggler dominating. The much-publicised latest bid by Rob Waterhouse to have his warning off lifted stalled in September when it emerged New South Wales Racing's new ruling body did not have the power to hear his case. Waterhouse, warned off in the wake of the fine cotton ring-in 1984, will not have his case heard until legislative amendments are passed in Parliament to clarify the TRB's position. In October, Heart Ruler heralded veteran trainer Jack Denham's purple patch, winning the Metropolitan.
150 to go. It's linesman Larry Cassidy leading his brother Jimmy on Heart Ruler, who's battling on doggedly, but linesman still a length in front of Heart Ruler. 8 lengths Court of Honour. Linesman 3/4 Heart Ruler. Linesman still in front. Heart Ruler's getting him and got there. Heart Ruler Jimmy Cassidy beat linesman Larry Cassidy. The brothers fought out a fantastic...
Unfortunately for the stable, Heart Ruler went down with a virus soon after that. In the Caulfield Cup, Might and Power set a cracking pace to the first turn, extended his lead down the back straight. He kicked on the home turn and put daylight between himself and the rest of the field to score a win that had the statisticians in a flurry. The fastest by the longest winning margin and a first for Denham, who stunned Melburnians with his refusal to break his long code of silence.
Double Hall's locked away. Istedad pulled out deep from our Sumo. Further back than Ebony Grove, starting his run with Teremus as they jam up on the turn. But Might and Power's got a big lead turning for home. Race 3 lengths in front of Magic of Sydney. Always aloof to the outside from Ebony Grove, Istedad. Marble Hall's with nowhere to go but Might and Power. A mile in front of the 200-metre mark. 5 lengths in front. They haven't got a hope of catching Might and Power. Jimmy Cassidy has exploded away with the Caulfield Cup. He's 8 in front. Doremus from a mile back, but Might and Power wins 6 or 7 lengths. Second Doremus, great go for third. Catlin opening.
What a finish. Dane Ripper, included in the Cox Plate as an afterthought by master trainer Bart Cummings. She flashed down the inside rail to deny Denham his first Cox Plate win when she beat him in the 1996 race. That's Falonte runner-up.
It's Falonte fighting back, a neck in front of Encounter and Schubert when they turn. Behind them, Dane Ripper, then Alpha, and further out by Ali. Falonte the leader on the turn, a neck in front. On the outside, Encounter followed down the outside by Viali. And Dane Ripper back to the rail. Falonte the leader, Dane Ripper getting up on the inside. Dane Ripper the mare, a ball over in the Cox Plate. Dane Ripper wins nearly a length on the line. To Falonte, third in the photo is Viali.
Then came the first Tuesday in November, the day for Might and Power, Jimmy Cassidy, the Denhams, and the Moratis family, and also for Kerry Packer. Kerry Packer launched a massive $6 million winning coup on the Melbourne Cup. The media magnate sent bookmakers Australia-wide into apoplexy when he started betting on 7-2 favourite Might and Power only hours before the $2.2 million race. Packer bet in opposition to close friend and racing partner Lloyd Williams, who caused a stir backing the Lee Freedman trained runner-up Doremus, outlaying $530,000 on the old stager at the call of the card on Cup Eve. Might and Power once again went to the front and was still there on straightening.
Ali Cordovana, Sapio, Doremus out deep from Arabian Story. Further back than Ebony Grove, he's gone back to the rail. Might and Power, the leader in the Cup, going down to the 300-metre mark, a length in front of Linesman. And Doremus and Ebony Grove, Grandmaster back to the inside from Sapio. Then Markham Skybow. Might and Power is in front of the Melbourne Cup, 150 to go. He leads 2 lengths. Old Doremus coming from the pack. Might and Power a length in front. Doremus pegging him back. He's going to get up. Is he? Doremus lunges at Might and Power. Oh, I don't know. Might and Power, Doremus. Maybe Doremus and those Might and Power. Close for third.
A classic finish to a classic event, and what a performance by Might and Power. The New South Wales racing industry gave itself a well-deserved pat on the back after brokering a deal to privatise the New South Wales TAB after negotiations stalled, with new TAB boss Gary Pemberton clinching the original. Actually, he ditched the original joint venture deal. Night racing at Canterbury finally got the green light from local authorities. Leading up to his retirement, Darren Beadman returned to Hong Kong in December, the scene of his darkest moment in racing, when he was outed for 10 months in late 1993 for not giving his mount every chance. In front of 85,000 Hong Kong racegoers, he was at his best on Catalan Opening in the International Bowl, for a fitting finale to the remarkable association between himself and Bart Cummings.
But here comes Catalan Opening, 5 off the lead, and he's really storming. Special got through, but here he comes, D. Beadman. Catalan Opening sweeps up. Here's a magic moment. One of the great riders in the world storms to the lead. Catalan Opening clear, Russian Revival second, but Beadman and Cummings say goodbye to the best. Catalan Opening by 2.
And Darren came home for his final farewells, the AJC honouring him by renaming its Boxing Day meeting Darren's Day, and more than 20,000 fans turned out to say goodbye. It was a most memorable year. We hope 1998 will be as well. I'm sure it will be. Stand by now for the National Racing Service and Les Mead on New Year's Day.
Down the outside.